What is the best real estate investing software for running numbers on properties in 2026? I'm talking houses, land, and even creative finance deals, and not just in one state, all states, including non-disclosure states like Texas. I wanted to know the answer, so I tried every major real estate investing software. PropStream, Deal Machine, BatchLeads, XLeads, Signs.com, and even some other smaller softwares to put the answer to the test. What is the best comping software in 2026? Last year, I made this same video, and it was a very close battle between XLeads and this other software called Propelio. But this year, who's gonna win? Because let me tell you right now, these softwares have made some major changes. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Maximilian Deer. I bought my first rental property when I was just 18 years old, 10 years ago. And since then, I went on to do hundreds of wholesale deals around the country. I comp thousands of properties a year, and you need a good software to do it. So comping in 2026 has really changed forever with the growth of AI. So we'll make sure to mention AI in this video. But before we do that, let's meet our contenders. This is PropStream. It's the biggest real estate investing software. They're really known for their data, and it starts at 99 bucks a month. Now, another software called BatchLeads, very similar to PropStream. They're owned by the same company, actually. The big difference is that BatchLeads has skip tracing or phone numbers on the platform. And that's the same with Deal Machine. This was actually my software of choice way back in the day, and they have really good skip tracing. That's what they're known for. It's the accuracy of their skip tracing. What about their comping though? We'll talk about it. Now, XLeads is more of an all-in-one software with a CRM. You can call, you can text blast, and their comping was actually pretty good, especially their non-disclosure state data, but I had some issues with the look and feel of the software. However, XLeads was super cheap at less than 100 bucks, sort of like PropStream. Now, the last software is actually my software, Signs.com. So I'm obviously biased, right? So take that into account when you're looking at this review, but no one's paid me to say anything. These are my honest opinions based off of my experience, and this video is not intended to attack, criticize, or defame any software. It's really not. And also understand, like, features and pricing and all that stuff, it may change after I make this video. So just because I say something right now, it means that one of these softwares could add a new feature and it could completely change. So that's just the facts, okay? So don't sue me, bro. Don't sue me. But anyways, I built a Signs.com to be not only cheaper, but I just didn't like how these other comping softwares looked and felt, and I just didn't really like their data, and they didn't have AI comping. So I built my own comping software that, in my opinion, is way better, but we'll get there. Let's start with PropStream, the biggest software. Now, one thing PropStream recently did, which is going to make their score a lot better than last year, is they made their user interface a lot prettier. Before, it was the worst thing ever, in my opinion. Now, it's a lot better. Let's take this property in Dallas, Texas. Go over to the property and click comparables. Again, this video is only on comping. We're not going to talk about any of those other features. Now, this is how comping looks on PropStream. And I don't personally like it, but it comes down to preference. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it comes down to what you like. The view on PropStreams, it's similar to like MLS. If you're a realtor, it's old school. It's very list. Oh, here's the list, right? And if you click on a property, you don't like have a pop-up with all the look and feel. If you don't understand what I'm saying, here's another software to compare it with. I'm gonna look up the same property on a Signs.com, and this is what you get. And immediately you can see the difference between this and this. Some comping softwares, let's say like a Signs, might be a little bit more visual based, where you can hover over a property, get all the details, see the pictures, and so on and so forth. Where the other comping softwares might be a little bit more data focused. There's not one that's better than the other. It just comes down to personal preference. I just so happen to be a very visual person, and I like to see, the comping. But at the end of the day, PropStream has everything you could need, and their new UI is so much better than their old design. And I'll also mention that the data on PropStream seems to be really good. Like, their non-disclosure data seems to be great, just from my small bit of testing. So does PropStream work for comping? Yes. However, to me, it's missing a lot of key features that I want in a comping software. To me, this is very bare bones experience. It's missing special features for land, at least from what I've seen. I could be missing things. I'm not an expert in these softwares. Like, I couldn't figure out how to get the lot lines on a property, and let's say, like, how wide or long it is. I couldn't figure out how to get FEMA flood zones or wetland maps, elevation, and just some things I look for a land software. And at the end of the day, I just want to be able to hover over a property and get the information, not have to look at some list view. So anyways, there you go. That's PropStream. You might really like it. And if you do like it, great, use it. But in my opinion, I'm going to put it just squarely in B tier. That's it for me. Again, all based off of my opinion. However, I will say that if you're comfortable with the look and feel of PropStream, then it's probably an A tier for you. I wouldn't consider it an S tier because it's missing those bells and whistles, that AI comping, and that extra things that I would look for in a comping software. Now, quickly checking out BatchLeads, you can start to get an idea of more what I'm saying about that visual comping experience. That's what BatchLeads focuses on, and I like it better. Below, you have your list view if you like more the analytical, whatever data. And just like PropStream, you can click here and get the pictures. But what I like about BatchLeads is that you can say, okay, here's your property. And just like that, you can hover over a house and then you can get all the information on it and say, okay, that's a good comp or a bad comp. This is a good comp or a bad comp. Good comp or bad comp. I'm not gonna spend too much time on BatchLeads. I personally prefer the experience over something like PropStream. But again, there's no right answer. It's like, what type of comping do you use? So this is going to come down strictly to a personal choice. But if I'm going to nitpick, there's just some things that just bother me both about just PropStream and BatchLeads. It's like, hey, if I hover over a property, I want to see that on the screen. I don't see that. If I like a comp, it doesn't change colors. It doesn't. Why am I jumping in? Why did I zoom in? It's just, I feel like there are some features that just lack in terms of user experience that could just make this easier to use. And same thing with PropStream. So for that reason, I'm just going to throw it in the B tier, and it comes down to which one do you want? You want BatchLeads? Do you want PropStream? Just choose. Or do you want Deal Machine? Now I'll tell you right now, Deal Machine, in my opinion, is the worst comping software of the bunch. And again, just my opinions. I actually really like the Deal Machine software. I love their skip tracing. I just really like the software, but for comping, it didn't work for me. So when I had Deal Machine, I had to get another software just for comping. And that's actually why I built my own software. I was like, dude, I need a good comping software because this is comping with Deal Machine. Yeah, like this. I don't even know how to use it. It's like, how do you comp on here? It doesn't have a list of all of your comps. This is your map. It's super small. It's so hard. I don't know how to do it. I really hope Deal Machine just does better because I cannot, and maybe I'm alone in this, I cannot figure out how to underwrite a property with Deal Machine. For comping alone, and again, not the software. I think you have a great software, but for comping, I'm going to put it squarely in the worst. Okay, so Deal Machine. Deal Machine almost ruined my entire video. So if y'all don't know, after I recorded my video, Deal Machine did their big unveil update where they redesigned their entire software. Now, I haven't been able to log in, but just from what I can see, it looks awesome. But I did find a YouTube video of the full demonstration of the software. And if you can see here, right here, they redesigned their comping. Oh, thank you. From what I can see, their comping looks really, really nice. I believe their data is pretty accurate in non-disclosure states. I know Deal Machine is all about data. And generally, I like what I see. You can filter all of your comps. You got the map on the left. You got the houses on the right. I think it works, but the thing is, I haven't been able to test it. So without testing, I literally cannot give it a fair review. However, just some concerns I have is I don't see the list view. I think when you hover over a property, I don't think it pops up. And also, I don't know if they have pictures of the houses. So yeah, that's all I know. But from everything I can see in this video and how he's using it, I'm going to throw it into B tier. In my opinion, I think Deal Machine has industry standard comping now, just like the other softwares we've already talked about. PropStream, BatchLeads. I think Deal Machine is right there now. Like, awesome. This is what they needed. Oh, it's 1 a.m, so I'm going to go to bed now. Back to the video. Propelio. I absolutely love Propelio for, non-disclosure state comping. I was using it for Texas mostly, but even some states like Missouri. It was amazing. I love the look and feel of the software. And I think I was one of the biggest actually affiliates of this software. I was pushing it so hard because it was so good. But the reason I stopped talking about it and the reason I don't really recommend it too much anymore is now other software have gotten pretty good non-disclosure state data. So you don't really, in my opinion, need to buy something like Propelio just to get non-disclosure state data. The other softwares have just gotten so much better at it. But I love the look and feel of the software. And if you just want something just for, like, let's say Texas, also something I really liked on here was just being able to click rentals and get the rents. That's a feature that I feel like these other softwares maybe didn't have. At least I didn't see them. And it's just so easy to use. It's just you switch. It's just such a clean, nice experience. This to me was the easiest software to comp with until, I built my own. So although Propelio was one of my favorite softwares in 2025 and 2026, I just think there's better use cases for your money. And also they changed their pricing, I think, and they just made it a little bit less favorable. That was an honorable mention though. Now let's talk about XLeads. XLeads was like pretty much my winner, I think, last year, if I remember correctly. And it's because our non-disclosure state data was really, really good. And it still is, although I think these other softwares have gotten better. And XLeads had great non-disclosure state data. They still do. And comping on here is it's good. It's good. You got your list view right here. You got your map view right here. You can click on a property and get some information on it, but I think it could be better. You have to like click full. It takes you away from the screen, and you don't always get property pictures like you would on, let's say, PropStream or BatchLeads. But the experience on here, it's fine. I mean, it worked. I do just feel like the other software, especially PropStream, has caught up with that new UI they added, and then BatchLeads has always been pretty good for comping. I feel like they may have just caught up to XLeads. So if I have to be honest, I think it probably a tie for all of them. They all just work. They all just do the job. Some people are going to like certain features better on this software, or on this software. A lot of comping is just what you get used to, and it ends up being your favorite. You just got to get your reps in when you're comping. All these properties are going to show you the sold price. They're going to show you data on the house, and some of them are going to show you pictures. Some of them aren't. At the end of the day, some of them have a better user experience than others. A lot of that's just whatever you like, but they don't really have that many cool bells and whistles or additional features and that. They just do what they do. I'm just going to throw XLeads into a B tier as well. So in my opinion, any of these softwares, they all work. However, in my opinion, one software just stands out amongst the rest. Now, I know I'm biased. Yes, I'm biased, but I'm going to show you why I think Signs.com is the best. Looking up the same property on Signs.com, this is what you get. You have a big map with all of your comps. Zoom in on your comps, hover over one, and get information on it. If you want to look at the list view, just click this and you can go through the list view. Here you have all the property information on the right side, so you don't have to go back and forth between pages. What I hate is going back and forth between pages, but more so than anything, it's just easy to use. In one click, you can just click auto, and it'll auto filter all of your comps and help you find the best one. So let's say this property, is this a good comp? Our house is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,300 square foot house. Okay, this is actually a perfect comp. Cool. What does it look like? Yep, the property looks like this. It's fully remodeled. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to consider that a perfect comp. Nice. Select a comp. You have a report section here. It's so good. There's additional land features. It's just easy to use. Now, in my opinion, this in itself wouldn't make this an S tier software. This may make it an A tier software. Just because the other ones might be B tier, this one's just a little bit better in my opinion, just a little easier to use. But what makes it stand out is this. You can go and calculate the property. Let's say, it's a house, and you can use that comp we just found, or you know what? Let's have AI find our own comps. What we're going to do is select if you want after repair value comps like fixed up houses, or let's say as is comps like other ugly houses. You can even draw the boundary where you want to find those comps. And just like that, AI is going to go and find the comps for you. It's going to go do the hard work. And well, it found that one comp. Select it, and then it's going to tell you what the ARV of this house is. It says the ARV is 209,000, which is really funny because the house actually sold fully fixed up for 212,000. So this was spot on. Then from there, you have built-in calculators. Click right here. Let's say we get to Section 8 rent. In this case, the seller wants, I don't know, $75,000 for the house. But this house needs a lot of work. We're going to say it's major rehab, and it needs roof, it needs HVAC, and it needs electrical. All right, so based off of all that, it says an investor would probably pay around $74,000 for this property. And it recommends you offer around $54,000 if you want to make a $20,000 wholesale assignment fee. So in this case, the property might be a little overpriced. And then you can just click next, and you can get all of the numbers on your deals, and it will also have the offer ready to go. Imagine being on a phone with the seller. Like literally, you're on the phone with the seller, and instead of opening up the screen and trying to comp, right? Because you're multitasking the call and everything, all you have to do is be like, yeah, here, let me run some numbers on this property. Click AI, gets you all the ARV, blah, 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 run your number. And you're like, well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the reason why I need to offer $54,000 is, you see, this deal, I need to be making a monthly profit of at least $10,000 every single month that I'm going to flip. And this one, it's only paying me $9,877 at current numbers. I can't go $1 higher. You have all the numbers right in front of you. And then in one click, just save your deal to your CRM, and it is there, and you can come back to it at any time. And last thing, what's really cool with Signs.com is after you run your numbers, in one click, you can generate a marketing packet for your deal. So it'll generate this beautiful interactive packet with all of your comps, all of the numbers you ran through, everything right here. And this works for houses. It works for land. It works for creative finance deals. It works for innovations. It works for everything. And for that reason, that's why I consider it an S tier software. And again, I'm biased. Yes, I'm biased. I'm the owner of the software. I will literally make money if you sign up for it. But there's a reason why I'm biased, is because if these other softwares, in my opinion, were perfect, I would have never built a Signs.com. Now, Signs.com is a lot more than just, a comping software. You can pull motivated seller lists. You can find cash buyers and sell your deals. It's an all-in-one software. Go check it out. But the point is, this is what you should expect in 2026 for our comping software. Not only should it, comp, maybe on the old school list way, like, PropStream. Maybe it should have like a nicer map view, like maybe, BatchLeads has. But it needs to have AI comping in 2026 and amazing calculators that are just easy to use. Now, there are other softwares that have like AI and shit, but they're not all-in-one softwares, right? You can't go pull motivated seller leads. You can't go and do everything. It doesn't have a CR. It doesn't have everything. So we're focusing on the big major softwares today. And this is my overall ranking. So yep, that's my final ranking. Okay, so there you go. That's my honest opinion. So there you go. We just looked at PropStream, BatchLeads, Deal Machine, XLeads, and Assigns.com to see which is the best comping software. A lot of these softwares did not focus on land. They didn't specifically focus on creative finance. Now, most of them all have really good data. In my opinion, the data's gotten a lot better since last year. Everyone's stepped up the game. But where some of these softwares fall short is not only just in the user experience, but it's in the additional things. It's in the AI that you need to help you find the ARV, the as-is, that you can comp quickly without having to spend all the time. And for that reason, that's why I recommend Assigns.com. But what I really recommend is that you go try all of them. Go try all of them and you choose what's the best one for you. Because at the end of the day, the best comping software is going to be the one that you actually use. So choose one that you use. And yeah, there you go. Like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.